By pressing play, you've been transported to a dimension where there will be no apologies given for the abstract and asinine comments made here by the host and their guests. With that being said, thank you for listening and enjoy your experience.
We are students.
We are huntsmen.
Are you ready?
For episode 52 of the most ridiculously random pop culture podcast in the 719. Yo, where the captions at? Yo, dun 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 dun, yo, dun 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 dun, yo, dun dun dun. Where are the captions at? Where are the captions? Yo, where they at? Yo, where they at? Yo, where they at? Hey, guess what, guys? We back for another one.
Well, yes, we are.
And as always, I'm yours truly, the host of this podcast, Kels for Show, a.k.a. the COOZ. Join with me always is my bro host.
You know who it is, Roscoe Tinkoya, a.k.a. ROTK.
Sure. All right. Fine.
I don't know.
Oh, me either.
That was the name. That was my team name.
What does that spell, though?
I don't know. Roscoe Tinkoya.
No, but it has to spell anything. Anyway, we'll explain that when we get to the geeking out portion of the show. And joining us always is that man with a plan sometimes. A semi-plan. A plan-y?
Plan adjacent.
I don't have
Plan adjacent.
There's
All right,
no
cool. None other than Daniel with a D.
Y'all better start calling me Dirty Dan with the way I'm coming from work.
Actually, there is a Daniel Rojas who's a musician who debuted an album this week.
Called Dirty Dan?
No, but I was like, new music. Daniel Rojas. I was like, what the fuck? Like, this nigga did say he had multiple personalities, but the fact that one is a secret musician and he dropped a whole ass album and nobody knew about it, that's some magical ass shit.
He's got that Fight Club stuff going.
Hell yeah, seeing penguins
Insomnia,
and
shit. He don't sleep. He made an album.
Yes,
that's another person.
And as you guys can tell, if you're familiar with the show, if you're a caption out there, you already know who voice you're hearing. That's none other than the Night Kid himself, the boy D Davenport.
What up?
Speaking of what's up, yo, what's poppin'?
A lot has actually over the week, and I'm gonna transition real quick to wrestling. I have to give a shout out to the CMLL for what they doing out there in Mexico. The luchadors from that company's out there at their flea market is making sure that workers and people that's coming out there shopping is wearing masks, and if they ain't wearing masks, they forcing masks and spraying them with disinfectant.
Yo, wait. So flea markets, does that come from a market because they had a lot of fleas because they were peasants?
No.
Or they would just set up loosely so they could flee from people if they was getting chased after?
I don't know. Spelled with like the other flea.
Yeah, like...
It's spelled FLEA, right?
Yeah, like the animal.
Yeah.
But it's not because of the Red Hot Chili Peppers drummers because that predates them either. So it's not about jamming out. I just thought about that. Everything has an origin.
So a flea market actually comes from a French word, which I'm going to not pronounce, but basically translated to market of fleas. They called it that because the previous items would have had fleas.
Oh, okay. Dirty people.
But I'm actually supposed to, let me correct myself, I didn't mean flea market, I meant the food market. Either or, but...
Or do you mean the food court?
Well, their food market, it's just a big ass area where, like, it's literally like...
Like where all the chases happen in, like, Aladdin movies.
It's okay, we got it at night.
But,
Yeah.
Yeah, but also Saturday on the Impact, the New Japan tag team of Finjuice has won the belts from the Good Brothers. So New Japan has the TNA tag team belts over there to promote, as well as Moose lost to Rich Swann in a title unification match. Thusly meaning Rich Swann will get to face Kenny Omega at their next pay-per-view for a title versus title match, as well as the night after Moose, in character-wise, is taking a sabbatical. I think they really just having it set up, long story-wise, for Moose to win the belt back from Kenny Omega when Kenny Omega starts going on the losing streak. But also, you ready for the fun thing, Kels?
What's that?
A few people aren't scheduled for WrestleMania, like Asuka, because her tooth got kicked out by Shayna Baszler, as well as Vince McMahon has banned the leg slap for like super kicks and all them because somebody did it wrong last on SmackDown. But
The leg slap?
yeah, it's a trick where like if you see never the super kick, they slap their leg.
They create the sound effect. They're making contact.
Yeah.
So what went wrong?
It's
How you do that wrong?
He just saw somebody probably do it wrong, and he
botched it. Like
he banned
Like
it.
to like show that it's fake, basically. Like,
or like, oh, that's a sound, but there's no connect, so you can't do that no more because now you create that disillusion.
But yeah, wrestlers.
I thought they slapped their leg to be like, I'm about to kick you.
No.
But sometimes,
Get ready. You about to get kicked.
But most of the wrestlers ain't been listening to that, so
no, because that just
Every kid in the
ruined.
movie.
No, motherfucker, you just showed me the trick. Because now that's ruined every super kick for me. That's been sounding hella wet. Now I see how they do it because they always shoot from an angle. Because they.
That's why I
My
always.
dumbass thought it was kicking.
That's why they
You
always.
thought they kicked the shit out of people.
That's why you never see them. They always have their hand on their leg because they never.
Exactly, because
always
the
like
slap, it all makes, because you too focused, it's like the sleight of hand, you focus on the theatrical, the everything, you're not looking
Yeah.
like, let me see where his hand at.
It's just like anytime you see somebody get hit with a chair, 90% of the time they got their hands up and their hands take the chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same
Type of thing. You don't want them getting hurt out there. They can't wrestle every week if they get kicked in the face every day.
Speaking of fighting, Mortal Kombat is officially going to be rated R. No surprise there.
Good.
And it's confirmed that Cabal will be one of the fighters in the tournament in the movie, thanks to a poster.
And to transition into video games, those that have a Xbox and have Game Pass, the AAA title Outsiders has been announced to be on their day one. So April 1st, people you that didn't hear about this, don't waste your $70 or whatever for a game that's going to be free for you.
Did you guys see anything about, this is wrestling and Mortal Kombat? I saw a little thing they were going to cast for Johnny Cage because apparently he's not in the movie.
Well,
But they wanted to cast The Miz
it was
as
like
Johnny Cage.
this like internet fandom wants the Miz to be cast like in the sequel.
Gotcha. So
I wouldn't
that
be,
wasn't anything.
Yeah, that could warrant
Literally, the
something.
Miz
That
is
would
a
be
perfect
cool.
character to
Has the
play
Miz
as.
moved into? Has the Miz moved into any acting like?
Oh yeah,
Like John
like-
Cena and The Rock did.
Well, not on that level, but he's been doing.
Yes, he's been doing WWE movies, but yet also the transition to that, he might be the one casted to do the Walking Tall remake because they're trying to remake Walking Tall
again.
Well, see, did you ever see
Because there
John?
was already a remake.
Yeah. Did you see any of John Cena's
The
Marine?
Marine movies.
Ever
I didn't
since
see any of the Marine movies.
ever since Marine 3, and then like on Marine like 6 or 7, it's all
From-
started
it's all
Miz.
different.
From
It always all
it's-
started
it's
Miz.
just
yeah,
Miz.
the Miz had took over the Marine franchise, and I can honestly say like he's some well actor.
Yeah, and also video game related. If you're a Dragon Ball Fighters fan or own the game, I'm pretty sure you already know this because you already have the character. Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4, just has been introduced. I just bought him yesterday.
That's not canon.
But then I just... Yeah, they say that. They
I know,
say that.
they did.
And you see
They
how
brought,
they
they brought it back and did say
Do you
that,
see that? That shit was
that
dope as
GT
fuck.
was canon. They brought that. They said that GT was canon for something I read.
Nah, it's not. But in
It
the
shouldn't
video
be.
game, because you know they have all those like unique finishers, like Gogeta and Blue and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta fight, and after if Gogeta Blue wins, he's like, that's why you're not even canon.
Yeah.
Like he say that shit in the game, and then I had to realize I had to buy the game all over again. I was like, fine, Steamy, thank you. And also the Future Trunks storyline is getting DLC in Dragon Ball Kakarot, and I already just got my season 2 for the Super Saiyan Blue arc, so I just gotta wait for that to drop. I'm looking forward to that.
Is that still? Are they still keeping it where all the DLC is going to be free?
For Kakarot?
Yeah.
Oh no.
No. You got.
It wasn't expensive.
The first one or two were free.
Yeah, I think man, like some of the first early, but not like the Super
Like
Saiyan
the-
Blue shit and
yeah,
the
Super
Future
Saiyan
Trunks
Blue
coming.
shit was all
That's at least
paid for.
I think I paid even $19 or $9 or $10, which
What I
isn't
think it
too
is, I
bad.
think I have a season pass.
Yeah,
See,
you
that
have
might
a
be
season
it, too.
pass probably. Also, thank you, Bam Kai Latin. Supposedly, we might be getting a season 3 of DLC content for Jump Force, which reminds me,
Damn
I
it!
have to grab my game from you.
I still ain't playing this Todoroki yet. I got all these games on
I ain't even
play.
wait. I literally gotta buy Todoroki
And I've been
still.
waiting for that nigga to drop too. I'm like, I can't wait for Todoroki. My nigga come. I ain't touch that
Oh
shit.
yeah, that
yet.
nigga dropped like
You
2
see the
weeks
Mo
ago.
Lowry videos on him?
Oh yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
all the molars, boy. Bing. That's gross. That's mucus. But it's mine though, so I ain't tripping. And then Warner Brothers is looking to have Zack Snyder come direct Wonder Woman 3. That's the latest headline going around because he did have an integral part in the first Wonder Woman as far as some directing points and some of the script. So some people are leading us to believe that's why part 84 was kind of all over the place. They didn't have somebody else there to just be like, maybe not all of that. Well, but then again, he still could have made it more of a mess. But at least probably would have had some better action scenes.
It would have had some better details.
So I think that's why they look at, because even with that being said, she first debuted in Batman vs Superman as well. So it made sense that he already had an idea for some of the things visually, how he wanted her to look and shit like that too. And also, there was supposed to be The Joker Kills Robin, not necessarily the title of the movie, but there was supposed to be another movie prior to BVS setting up when Joker killed Batman, when Joker killed Robin. So when we got to the Justice League, we saw that, and also that would explain why Bruce is more Bruce, because that follows the events of the Joker killing Robin as well. But of course, the Running was like, nah.
Did y'all hear about what happened with HBO Max over the weekend though?
What was that?
That if you went to try to watch Tom and Jerry Saturday, like at a certain time, somebody accidentally hit the button. Oh, and you could have been watching
the Snyder Cut.
The Snyder Cut.
Cause I saw the headline for the leak, but I was like, oh yeah, everything gets leaked. I didn't know it was low key a Tom and Jerry leak.
It was literally.
That's funny as fuck. Cause I was tempted to watch that shit the other night.
I was tempted to watch it that Saturday, and literally I was like, nah, I'm gonna skip it. I'm gonna go watch some anime. If I would have hit that button, but supposedly somebody that like said the leak and whatnot was like, I'm not gonna spoil the movie, but CGI wise, it rivals Marvel.
But the CGI is not the problem.
Yeah, it's not the problem.
But I'm just low key. The reason why I'm ready to watch it is because they said only 25% of Snyder's real, whatever Snyder videotaped was only in the real Joss Whedon's joint. So I'm just like,
that makes sense too.
If it's only 25%.
Nah, cause we're gonna have a little watching party at my crib Saturday, so I'm definitely looking forward to seeing it. So we could be over with it and move forward. But it's definitely gonna be interesting to see how this all pans out. Even though this still wouldn't be in the version we got in theaters, because this motherfucker got 4 hours to tell a movie, and at max it might have been 2.5 in theaters.
And you know how we actually gonna get all this more Snyder talk? This Friday drops his Netflix movie Zombies of Army.
Yep, that drops, and Falcon and Winter Soldier drops Friday too.
And I'm just like, wait, niggas trying to heist in Las Vegas during the zombie apocalypse?
And that's the one with Bautista, right?
I think so, and that's the Snyder joint. And I said, sign me up.
Molly, Holly. Molly Holly.
Oh, she's been inducted for this year's Hall of Fame. So we're actually having a Hall of Fame this year.
Because I heard they doing two Hall of Fames, right? Or something like that?
They're redoing the Hall of Fame from last year, supposedly.
That's what it is.
Because it never happened.
Yes.
And then doing this year. But yet also they're supposed to be having people there. Tickets are going on sale today.
Oh, you mean them people like fans and shit?
Yes.
Word.
It's like only 6 people to a pod and some other rules and whatnot, and they're trying to have like at least 75% capacity.
Word. That's what's up. And so yeah, we're gonna talk about YWDC 815 right now. I'm gonna tell you about some songs I was listening to over this weekend. Clever dropped an album called Crazy. That shit's a bop. Nick Jonas, my favorite Jonas brother, dropped an album called Spaceman, and it's some R&B poppy type shit, which he's known for doing now. And if you're a Nick Jonas fan and if that's your vibes, definitely check out that album. Bad Dream is a new single from Cannons. Are You Kidding? Is a new single from Nicole Miller. Bad Time Psycho by Shade is a dope one. And Tiptoe by Boys World. That's a biggity bop. And Rose from my favorite K-pop group, Blackpink, dropped 2 singles because their solo album's coming out called Gone and On the Ground. And of course, if you ever need new music, you know who to turn to. And once again, that playlist is YWDC 815 on Spotify. And with that being said, it's time for Yo, We Geeking Out. And today we're going to be geeking out about one of my favorite American anime series. I want to call it a cult classic or a cult hit, but it's not. It's popping. Like the first Comic-Con I went to in Denver several years ago, behind like Naruto and like Dragon Ball Z and Spider-Man. this anime was the third or fourth most cosplayed, and that's none other than RWBY. RWBY, created by Monty Ohm, that debuted in July 2013. I just want to say RIP to Monty. He passed like a year or two after RWBY came out, and it was like a dream project of his. It was produced through Rooster Teeth, and that's what kind of put Rooster Teeth on the map for me. And yes, I guess and the other reason, or the reason how I got into RWBY was just flipping through. I think it was a Justice League comic book.
Because you went through Justice League. I was actually following a few people that left IGN, and one of the people went to the Rooster Teeth Network. So I subscribed to them, and then one day they just dropped a trailer talking about this RWBY, and Kelsey started talking about.
Yeah, because I flipped through, like, it was like the last page of the comic book, where everybody know the last page of the comic book usually advertisements or something. So I was like, the fuck is this RWBY? Like, I never heard of this anime. I'm like, yo, Ross, you heard of this anime? Like, nah. Then got on YouTube, clicked it in. I was like, oh, it's a web exclusive. But it was drawn like a traditional anime. And I've been hooked ever since the first episode. And it's basically about a group of huntress and huntsmen in the world of Remnant, a world where these creatures called Grimm feed on humanity's fears and doubts. And the huntsmen and huntswomen, as it sounds, are a group of people trained to combat these evils. And like most anime, you start with your protagonist. She's RWBY. She's a young girl. She's naive. She's spunky. And you follow her journey with her teammate. Her sister is one of the team name. And something else about the anime that I dig is just the spelling of the name, like RWBY. You look at it, what does that pronounce? But also, it's an anagram for the first initial to each name of the member of the crew. So you have RWBY, Wise, Black, and Yang, and they're also modeled after fairy tale characters. Like, that's one of the motifs of the series too. It's the fairy tale analogies, because RWBY is like Little Red Riding Hood. She has a little red cloak. We Snow White because she's white, because RWBY red, Blake black, Belladonna, Beauty and the Beast, she's a furnace, so it has that element. That's why she has like the cat ears.
And for people that don't know, furnace are technically what anime people will call animal and humanoids.
They furries.
Yeah, furries.
They're animal people. And then you have Yang, whose last name is Zhao Long, and she's like blonde hair, so she's like Goldilocks, which is funny too, because RWBY and Yang
are half sisters.
But there's a whole overarching mystery just about
half sisters that never grew up together.
No, they did grow up together.
Well, not all the time, because RWBY was being raised by her uncle.
No, that's not how that worked. They grew up together. Her moms died and her mom split. That's why they were raised both together. But RWBY was the youngest one, so that's why there was like that distance between the two. But they were always close.
Did you catch the acronym before they did it?
No, I didn't catch the acronym until
I was watching. I was like, it was like the episode before they said it. I was like, what the fuck was it called? RWBY. And then I was like, wait, that was RWBY. It's that. I got it. That's the team.
Until when they became a team, that's when I was like, oh, these niggas named after their team.
And then the color and all that shit.
What's the other team?
Jupiter.
Jupiter,
right? But
is it Jupiter or Juniper?
It's Juniper.
Yeah, because and the Norma chick.
Norma, Ren, John, and
Petra.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, is it Petra?
It starts with a P. Petra?
I cannot pronounce it Petra. It's either Petra or Petra.
But it starts with P. But yeah, because you ain't get that far yet in the series. But some shit go down.
Pyrrha.
That's what it is.
Pyrrha.
So some shit went down with Pyrrha. Because they set it up like most shit. Like, all right, RWBY this shit. But then you have John. He's like the awkward.
John of Arc.
Yeah, he's the Joan of Arc. He's like the awkward farm boy. All his armor's trash.
He don't even
he's a con man.
He's not technically supposed to be a huntsman, but because he doesn't have the full ability to be one, but which makes it even more dope in season 1 is the one person in his team that likes him, helps train him, and she's like the top student.
And they make him the leader. Yeah. After he's like nothing. Like shouldn't be there. No training, nothing. He
just has this courage that gives him leadership roles, but yet he don't even know why he the leader.
Hell yeah, because sometimes you don't have to be the strongest character to be the leader of a squad. You just gotta know.
It's that heart. It's anime.
For real, yeah. Heart. The power of friendship.
Exactly.
That power don't work in RWBY. That shit will get your ass killed quick as fuck. And also, because And it reminds me a lot too of Naruto in a lot of senses because, especially when Naruto ages up, they start introducing technology, but at the same time, a lot of these places are backwoods. And RWBY, as it progresses, they do. First off, there's a whole android penny, so they have all of this like capabilities of being technologically advanced, but at the same time, people are living in huts, castles. Like they don't have microwaves at school.
It's
and
still
shit.
medieval, but yet there's a lot
Technology
of
at the same time.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
saying Naruto is a lot like that.
Yeah.
Rewatching it, you're like, wait, they got like walkie-talkies and like they got all this stuff, but they're living
Yeah,
like how in the. But they talk about those are like the hidden villages, right?
Yeah.
That's where
Yeah.
the ninjas are. They never really show like.
the non-hidden village.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's true.
It's just and
Yeah,
I
they
was,
could village
the
hidden
first
in
the
the
first season I
Because
was-
even the village hidden in the sea was still like a prosperous village.
Oh yeah, that motherfuckers were like Atlantis. They had all
All
the
that.
cities.
but rewatch it. It's like the first season when they have to go protect the bridge builder, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And the bridge builder's like, I don't have enough money to hire in ninja, so I had this. And then you go and you see them building this gigantic bridge with all this like $1 million construction equipment.
We're
You're like, hold
stealing
up.
everything.
Hold up, you can hire ninjas, but you making like I thought it was like going to be like a wood bridge.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
making a
You making a
full-on
whole
cut like it's
Golden
like
Gate Bridge.
it's like a
to
year or
whole
two
other-
project. How long are we supposed to protect your ass?
For
dude?
real.
Like, what are you doing?
I got a family. Well, not you, Naruto, and not you either.
And how's this a
Sasuke.
level
Damn.
B? And how's this a B?
Wait, did Sakura have a family?
Yeah, they. I remember watching. She
Sakura
like
had
leaves the
family.
house and she's like bye and close the door, but it doesn't show.
That's
them.
how trash she is.
They never
Name
show.
her family.
They
only
never
fuck
show-
with her.
But she, when Shippuden first drops,
Nah.
she's the only one that does anything in Shippuden for a
And
little
also,
bit.
I didn't
she's
watch.
the only one that's-
I didn't
yeah,
watch a
Fighting
lot of
Sasori
Shippuden.
was dope.
Shippuden anyway. Shippuden.
Shippuden,
in it.
yeah. Anyway,
But anyway,
RWBY.
Yeah,
RWBY.
back to RWBY. So another thing about this anime I fuck with heavy is the action. Like they go in. Like the animation's not the best in the beginning, but once you get past it, the story makes up for it. But they be throwing hands.
They do ridiculous shit, and it's like you think they're all a little bit kind of weak, and you're like, what do they do? And then they just bust out all these skills and all like
All these
the
talents and
animations that
everything.
they do about it.
Hell yeah.
The one that hit me the hardest was when Sun, the Monkey King, basically, which is like
Oh,
another
yeah!
another type thing.
Oh yeah, the boy
Because
Son Goku.
he got the staff, right?
Yeah.
And you're like,
Oh, I know exactly
and
what
then
part
he
you're
starts
talking
fighting
about.
the staff, and you're like, okay, this is pretty dope. And then he takes him out in the nunchucks, and you're like, oh fuck, that's dope. And then the nunchuck starts shooting bullets, and you're like,
Oh.
And then he just did like
Yeah.
And then his like shadow clone come out. They be
Yeah, that I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
How OP did they make this dude? But then they mix in really well comedy with it too,
Yeah.
which I really enjoy.
Yeah.
The after he did the shadow clone thing, him and his boy get knocked off the bridge or whatever, and the girls finish fighting, and then it shows the episode, and they're like at a little shop eating. They're like, "You think they're okay? Yeah, they'll be fine." They like just dipped out after they got knocked off.
Yes.
They're like, we're
They
good.
gotta eat.
And another great thing too, which is the story as what that brings in, because once you get hooked into the story, it's the lore that brings you in that they're trying to expand on. Because I know at least the first 3 seasons, I'm just like, all right, well, because the thing is, RWBY only came on between October to Valentine's Day. That was the last time they would show the last final episode for like 4 years before Rooster Teeth decided to just go web exclusive and profit money and also do VRV. But it was one thing that like after you finish that, they always still had some things going on after like the RWBY Chibis or the Tales of Grimoire or anything, which still like they added more lore knowledge to the world, because once you understand like why they're protecting, and then they hit you with the true plot and the lore behind it, you're just like, all right, I need to hear a little bit more about
Yeah,
this.
yeah, because there's another series too, like the Worlds of Remnant, like Ross was saying, that go in and give you a little more detail about certain aspects of the world. Like for example, like the aura. Like in most animes, they have like chi or kai, but in this one they have aura. Some people have aura, some people don't. Some auras are naturally stronger than others, but aura allows you to create basically a force field around yourself to prevent you from damage. If you can control it, you can heal yourself. You can use it to augment your strength and your speed also. which is very familiar in the world of anime. And then there are also the semblances, which giving them like their special abilities. Like for example, Yang's is the ability to absorb kinetic energy or damage and turn it and makes her stronger, and then she could deal out more damage that way. Even with her weapons, she could power boost them.
I think Weiss has one of the best
Yes.
powers, and they like. I feel like she's underplayed. They like tried to make her at the start like, okay, Ruby's gonna be the strong one. You're like a support.
Oh yeah,
and
you
she
haven't
like
even got to the
No,
part
because you
where-
only watched the first 2 seasons.
Yeah. Oh, bro.
Yeah, they all look
when
like
they,
I'm
when
like
we should stand alone little shot, you just sit there and like,
well,
yeah.
just when she does it, they don't. And that's one thing that they don't do that other anime do a lot is other anime. Anytime they use powers or something you haven't seen or anything like that, they explain it. Like somebody's inner monologue. Oh, they're doing this.
Oh, yeah,
I did this. Like they'll explain exactly why and what they did, and you just see Weiss like making these symbols on the ground and like being able to jump, like make a symbol in midair and being able to jump off of it, making where other people, and she makes like 5 different symbols that are completely unexplained, and you just have to be like,
all
is
right.
that what that did?
Yeah, you
Is that
gotta
what
do
that
the work
did?
yourself.
Yeah.
Like, all right,
but-
so I guess that's gonna speed her up. If you combine the speed with speed and she jump, that means her speed gonna go extra fast.
Yeah, and they do combo attacks too, like Avenger
so
style combo attacks that are amazing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
which I like. The one thing they do have guns in it, like everybody's weapon has
Basically,
somewhat of a gun.
And that's
also.
like one of the first run-in jokes about the series. Like everything in this bitch is a fucking gun.
Yeah.
No matter what type of weapon you have, a sword, a knife,
Rubber
a boomerang.
blades.
The problem
a
is they
shield,
never do
a yo-yo.
They never do anything. The guns never do any damage. They just
They just shoot
just
it.
fire it off.
That's correct.
They
and
just shoot
they
the gun
don't
and
show them
then
doing any
they
damage.
use-
It's still cool,
Yeah.
but it's like I want to see like them explosive shit with these guns.
That's funny too that you bring it up because they only do damage to the Grim, but when they find like other huntsmen and humans, it's absolutely no consequences for the guns. Like they just go
Except
off.
Yang's the only one that her like fist guns.
Yeah,
It's always popping off when she's hitting, so it looks like her hits
Yeah,
with the
but
gun are doing something. But everybody else is just like.
But
okay,
yeah,
you
it's
just shot
also
at
she
it.
shooting out kinetic energy, so it's just like
because I didn't see Ruby not snipe nobody.
nobody.
Yeah,
She
she
did
got
not
to say,
snipe
yeah.
one person.
She's like, yeah, I modified this to be a sniper rifle too. Okay, yeah, shoot somebody with
But
that.
yeah.
You want to hit something and destroy it?
No,
please? Please.
Hell yeah. And especially with Blake's, because Blake's got the little katanas, but you ever heard she turned to a little submachine gun Uzi, like,
Yep.
but she ain't hearing that. Her semblance, Blake's, is a shadow clone, or at least like 2 or 3 shadow clones and shit too, because like I said earlier, Blake's a furnace, and she tried to hide that from the girls, because it's like a whole classism thing, because people treat the furnace like they're second class, lower class citizens, because they're animals, so you get that whole metaphor in the series throughout too. And she didn't think people gonna fuck with her because she used to be a part of this terrorist organization called the White Fang. And yeah, once you find out her relationship with the leader and shit, that shit get emo as fuck. It explains more her character. Then they go to her homeland, and she come from like a powerful family, more or less, like the head of like the furnace like rebellion, more or less, were her parents. But then she rebelled against them to go with the old boy and the white thing because they grew up together, and you learn all of this shit. And sitting there like, God damn.
And that whole season 2 was nice. Davenport. I'm telling you, like, if you get a little bit longer onto the seasons,
Well, I like it because they do it short, and the good thing that they do in this that other anime fail at. I mean, you think they're short episodes because the episodes are all like 10 to 14 minutes long, and you're like, that's a short episode. But then if you watch any anime is basically about 15 to 17 minutes long because they show recap, then they show the intro, then they show the last 2 minutes of the last episode in the first 2 minutes, and then they show a long outro, and then like a funny blurb at the end, and that's like it's like 24 minutes.
I get
but
that funny blurb in the middle transaction.
Say what?
That halfway point, the funny blurbs gets put it right there, like when the real supposedly commercial break.
Oh
happens.
yeah.
But yeah, you don't have those little intro outros either. Little hey, now we back. You don't get in there. You just get story and
because I always hate that when like in some episodes when they get further in anime, they'll show literally like 5 minutes of the previous episode, and you're like, I don't need this. And even watching Naruto, they'll show 6-7 minutes of like the past. But it's not the past like here's new information. It's like This was in an
Literally what
episode.
we
This
saw
was
in the
20 episodes
episode.
ago,
Yeah.
and we're showing you 6 minutes of it. And it's like,
Or
fast forward.
Hell yeah,
Fast
or
forward.
just like
I don't need to see
Naruto,
it.
if they don't show you, they're gonna tell you at some part of the anime everything that happened in the last anime. Like,
Yeah, and that
bro,
This
you don't
one's
have
a-
to do it all the time.
Yeah, this one's a really easy watch. It's very easy to watch because it's all new content and it's all like relevant content. There's no scenes in it where it doesn't pertain to something that's at least interesting. It's not showing the past that something you've already seen. It's not showing the last episode. It's just 10, 12 minutes of all new content, all good stuff. So
like,
that's
here
what
you
makes
go.
me like it a lot more too.
Hell yeah, and it's like that's one thing too. I would recommend to people, like, if you do take breaks between seasons, always just go to YouTube and watch a season recap, because most animes, when a season starts, they'll give you like, this happened here, or somebody like, oh, for the last RWBY.
yeah.
If you didn't
RWBY
see what
go
happened,
right
you watch
back
it.
to where it
We tell you
happened.
what's been going on. We
Yep.
moving.
Literally,
We moving.
Ruby catch up right where they last left off at. And the one good thing I will say about Ruby is if they are going to talk about something in the last episode, they just talk about it real quick and keep it moving.
Yeah.
Nothing more, nothing less.
What I thought was cool too, looking at like the voice actors for it, because they all do a good job. And looking at it, they all like, the majority of them aren't like professional voice actors or actresses or anything like that. Like
It's
the one who
a-
does Weiss was like an office manager.
Yeah,
at,
they're all people that work at Rooster Teeth.
They all
So
just
it's
work
like
at Rooster
every-
Teeth.
Yeah,
but they
it's
did get Jessica Negri.
Nigga,
is one of the. She's Cinder,
Cinder Fall. That's why I was like, yo.
which I thought was pretty cool.
Because I was already fucking with her because her cosplay aesthetic.
She
But it's
she
like,
has to be like probably the most well recognized cosplayer, right?
yes.
Like, there are
Without
fucking-
a doubt.
There are some famous ones, but that's definitely, if you hear it,
She
you're
is
in that-
definitely like, because her OnlyFans, and she only show nip, her OnlyFans free, but she charges you like $25 to $35 for a picture of her titties with nipple tape on them, with X's on them. And I'm like, that's wild, but because she's so, I try to explain it to people that don't know about her or even OnlyFans, like, that's so wild, but I know there are people out there who will pay her $35.
she's making more money than other people who are showing it all.
Exactly,
There's no
and
doubt.
because she can, so it's like, that's what I'm telling about OnlyFans. You ain't gotta be naked. You just gotta value yourself high enough, and you
And
got
be
people that
quick-
fuck with you.
If
like,
you're popular enough, you can do.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
She makes
do the
bank,
minimum
yeah.
amount of work. to
If you're
get
nobody,
maximum
you gotta
amount.
show them titties.
Exactly.
Sorry.
But she don't. So she make. But I would love to see how much she makes daily.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Well, I want like, how much did she get paid to do like cons, like
Oh, she
Comic Cons
gets
and stuff
paid.
like
I
that?
say
Like,
I probably
how
could
much
say
she get
easily
paid to
she
go
might
there?
make $50K a day on OnlyFans,
it's?
Easy.
and that might be lowballing too.
I mean, probably look up her net worth. It might have that.
But
on
then
there.
again, it might not be accurate, but it still be.
That's a lot. $50K a day.
But like I said, if you charge these dudes,
That's 1.5
That's-
mil a month.
because she has like over like 10,000 subscribers on her OnlyFans.
And you
Easy.
said it's like $30.
And if somebody at $30 for
But
one,
subscribers is
and that's
monthly,
one person,
right?
huh?
Subscribers is monthly.
Depending if you do it, her subscription is free. I think.
And she just charges you for
Pictures.
photos.
No, I lied. Her shit's not free. Her shit's is like $30 a month. I take that back.
It's like 30 a month.
Yeah.
Her
But
30
then you
a
have to
month.
pay extra for pictures
Yeah.
after subscribing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then again, she has some free shit on it. But if you want to see the shit, like, oh, if you want to see a little more risque, you gotta pay $30 to $25, shit like that. Cause that's the only reason I'm not subscribed to her shit. Cause I was like, I'm not gonna pay you $30 if you're not showing nips, but I will still follow your shit. But yeah, so
That's crazy.
yeah, and that's sometimes like some people subscribe one day just to get it, but then you have them people that's gonna be fuck. You know, there's some
That's
dudes
just-
out there gonna love her regardless. So she gotta make it.
That's just supporting off.
It's easy.
Off the strength.
Double digits, thousands a day, easy.
Easy.
I make
My
2K a month. She's making so much more than that a day.
Yes.
Get your nipple tape.
I
Start cosplaying 10 years ago.
All right. So before we go to Yo Check It Out, 2 questions. So far, who are you guys' favorite character? And if you had a weapon that would turn into a gun, what would it be? Ross.
Well, my favorite character died in season 2. I think she did. But that would be the Autumn Princess herself.
So you spoiling everything for Davenport, but go ahead.
Wait, that wasn't out in season 2?
I don't know.
That's all right.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's
Prayer-
been out a long time.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not
Prayer
worried about
died.
it.
Yeah.
Who?
What is it?
No, it's not. It's
Wait, Peach. What was her name again? From John's
Pure.
squad? Pure, yeah.
Pure. Yeah, pure.
And she got the Summer Maiden power up ability too, because the whole like, so they put like an urban legend. With
And they never bring her back?
Not yet. Then we don't see that. But there's like the Summer Maidens.
There's like,
But then he comes back though.
Technically, the summer, winter, fall, and spring
Maidens. It's a
all
whole,
have like. There's one
There's a whole
person
mythology
born
behind it.
mythology behind it.
Do they get a replacement for the squad?
girl.
It's just 3 of them?
It's just them
Boy,
3 now.
You gotta keep
So
watching.
Well,
what's it out?
technically, no.
It can't be
Ruby
Juniper anymore.
Ruby joins them because
Some shit happens.
some
but
shit
it's not-
happens, and the thing
Everybody
is
go to separate. A lot of shit.
yeah,
go down.
a lot of
Alright,
shit go down, and
yeah,
everybody go
a
their
lot
separate
of
ways.
That was your favorite character, though?
Yeah,
She's only in 2 seasons.
Because he a John ass nigga.
I'm with yeah.
So that was short. But no, even that, because you think, no, it's gonna be Ruby and John. But then Pyrrha coming in, like, wait, y'all not going the easy troll
Easy
route.
troll
You
route.
thought
Y'all really-
No, y'all switched it up.
Y'all
I was
switched
like,
it up and
okay.
made it John and Petra, and then Petra dies, and John's basically like, yo, I'm going for the revenge. And Ruby's like, well, I won't come tag with both y'all because I know how this feel. And she go run with them.
Yeah. And your
What was your
weapon?
weapon?
My weapon choice, I'm probably have to. I'm gonna have to go with that hammer, that rocket hammer.
That Nora guy?
That Nora guy, yeah. Because that was the dopest one outside the rollerblades.
That converts it to a grenade launcher?
I think so.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. Or she turned to a grenade launcher.
It's either that one or
high caliber blaster.
that one or the skateboard one.
Oh, that nigga did have a skateboard that shot bullets. What about you, Davenport?
I think the Yang powers.
Yang.
The power she has is really cool. The weapon she has, the kinetic energy placement is really cool too.
Yeah.
And her characters, like a good character, like comedy action, like together type character.
Her shit go dark, bro. Wait
Bro.
till you. Man, if you like her the way I like her, you're gonna be hurt emotionally when that shit happens. I almost cried.
Kelsey stopped. Kelsey almost stopped wanting to watch Ruby for a quick
That shit
second.
hurt my feelings.
What, she become a villain real quick?
Nah.
Oh, okay, at least it's not that. Because I don't like when they go those routes. Like
Well, if you like her mama though.
Oh, her mom. They mama.
Baddie.
They
That girl
mama.
Raven.
wait, I thought her mama was dead.
No,
she
that's
disappeared.
Ruby mama. They have the same dad, different mamas.
Her mom left, right?
Yeah.
Her mom dipped
Like
out.
Chris Pine and James Marsden.
Ha! Call back.
Call back.
What would your weapon be though?
We talked about it already. Fucking bow staffing and nunchucks.
Yeah, that shit was fucking
Guns.
awesome.
That was too
Alright,
good.
so of course, if y'all already know me, you already know Yang is my number 1 waifu. It's Yang and Sailor Neptune. Then number 3 would be
They like the blondies.
actually no, Neptune is green.
Neptune's
hair.
green.
But I don't even. That's a funny thing too. I don't even like blonde bitches. But something about Yang though, man. I was like, yo, I like that shit. The number 3 waifu would be S-Def from Akame got killed because that bitch cold. Unintended.
Yeah.
But,
And she fell in love with the little main character.
Hell yeah.
Who
Who wasn't even the main character?
It was Aquaman.
And we will be geeking out about that in my birthday month of September.
I have to rewatch that one.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
can't
that's
wait to
good
rewatch
stuff,
that
man.
shit.
It's
That had
been-
me all in my feels
It's
too.
been like 6 years.
But if I had a weapon that turned into a gun, I might have to go. It probably
With the microphone?
probably close quarter combat type shit. Might be on some Raphael, some side shit. Some like stab.
Oh, so you making your own?
Yeah,
you're
that's
making your own. You're not
that's
taking
why-
one from the series.
Yeah, that's why I was like, that's what I would have meant before I go at it. Like, but if you want to create your own, you can go ahead. Or I could be like my nigga Zach from Power and just have like a nice little battle axe and turn that shit to that thing. Wow.
Into the thing.
Hell yeah. Do you want to create your own battle weapon real quick?
I'm good with mine. I like
Word.
it. Nunchucks are dope.
I'm sure you
All right, cool.
What about your favorite scene from it? Like favorite like moment scene? Because one of mine, and I mean I'm only 2 episodes, like 2 seasons in, but when they did the food fight in the cafeteria.
Oh, that food fight was nice.
Because they made it into
Alright,
like a
got
full on.
What's
They made
yours,
it a
Kelsey?
full on.
My shit was at that fucking school dance because they started playing that jamming ass joint that's on the soundtrack. One of my other favorite Ruby songs outside of season 1 and season 2 intros. When John was wearing a dress and he just all started
And
going
then
to the
started
dance
doing the
routine.
same
Hell
dance
yeah,
routine.
that's one of my favorite.
I was
shit.
like, did they practice this? And he's like no, it came out. They didn't practice. They're a
And then
squad though. They're a squad.
Yeah, and I was like, yo, now that you brought it up, like that definitely is one of my.
That was good.
That just stands
That
on
was
my
definitely
brain
good.
too. And shit. cause you ain't seen it, but that battle, that like last like fight of like season 4 or 5 with I think it might have been the same time when that shit happened with Para when Yang was fighting Neapolitan and that shit happened to her and Ruby Silver Eyes
Ruby
had
went
that,
out. Damn it.
that whole like little shit when shit was going straight to hell.
When shit went straight to hell and that scene go on and we see Ruby go all out, Yang ball out, Petra, all because Petra's moment happened. It's just like, oh, this is an anime. Thank you. As well as my funny comic scene is when the dude Goku's son, his intro scene.
Oh yeah,
When he just out there just wilding for
he
no
came in
random
with the
reason.
drip too, and that's low key too. Another thing too is like they even was setting up like him and Blake, but then it kind of go away because if you fuck with a lot of Ruby lore like me, they been trying to say low key they've been setting up Yang and Blake to be this Bumblebee thing, but at the same time I'm like. I don't need that, but I'm fine.
But
I
okay
guess.
with it. But shit, then they
So
show
like,
it.
if it's a like me and Russell said, if there's a show and there's 3 girls, at least 3 girls are the main characters. One of them gonna like girls, and if it's 4, that means 2 of them gonna like each other at some point, and I'm fine with that because Blake is.
Where else have you seen this?
All right,
Wait,
give me one second.
Yeah,
But Blake
say.
is also my second favorite character. So I'm
Blake's
good with
my
that.
second favorite,
Like you
too.
said, the new Charm, one of them gay. Buttercup, she gay. Any YA, Pretty Little Liars, Emily gay. What? Motherland. Oh yeah, look at you in Motherland. She gay.
Actually, 2 gay because there's 4 main characters and 2 of them like each other.
Riverdale. Cheryl gay.
No,
I said it, Buttercup.
2 men,
That's
2
everything
of
I
them
have
at
seen.
least, more than 2, 4 girls.
But
Cheryl and Tony like each other.
No, they gay. Like I said, I'm saying that's how it is. Once again, nothing wrong with it. Just point out
Legacies.
observation. Legacies. Gay, but that's also CW too. Let me look up also CW. Give me one second. Is there anybody gay on Sirens? Are they gay mermaids?
They like who they like, so yeah.
I'm just saying.
They like who they like, so yeah.
What are they licking though?
All right. There wasn't a lesbian on Shadow.
Actually, no. Sirens, they was a triple.
Mermaids. Okay.
Ooh. See, I didn't watch Sirens though.
They became a triple.
Whatever.
The
you
main
make,
dude
it's
and the
fishy.
black chick ended up fucking the siren chick, the main siren chick,
Yo.
and they all became lovers.
All right, so you guys got plenty of examples.
Yeah.
Glad I asked that.
So now we're gonna go to check it out.
Check it out.
Where we give recommendations about all. Where we're gonna give recommendations out to everybody that's already a fan of RWBY. So if you are done with this series, you're looking for something else in this vein, you might enjoy these things. And for me, I'm gonna start that off with something obvious. That would be the RWBY comic book published by DC and the RWBY mangas. The mangas are filler stories in between, like their first couple of years at Beacon,
The first 3 seasons, I want to say.
something like that. Then the comic book takes place after season 6, I believe. But now they are also adapting the anime itself into manga form. So right now, volume 1 is out, and it's basically episode 1 of RWBY. What about you, Ross? What was you
I just came across this over the weekend, as well as fell into the deep lore of this. But for those Inuyasha fans, the new spinoff, Yashimi, Half Demon Princesses came out, which follows not Inuyasha's daughter, but his brother Sansu's. Yes, y'all, those Inuyasha fans. His brother who hated Inuyasha because he was half-blooded, because he had human blood in him,
He had a whole half-blooded daughter. So
ends up fucking a bitch and has twins.
see, that's why. That's why my daddy did it. Or my mama did it.
And falling down the secret lore of the TV series, his brother only liked one human person, which was a little girl, and supposedly demons are like lichens, so they can stay the same age while they age up.
Yo, people, Daniel, that's that native shit.
So they think that
That's native shit.
so they think the little girl that he only liked that was human, just mind you, she died. He brought her back to life with his sword. But yeah, it just does follow Inuyasha's daughter because she is the 3rd member of the group. But yeah, it has the Inuyasha tropes I've never watched it, but it kind of.
How you know you got the tropes?
Because low key, one of the sisters ended up going from feudal Japan to modern time.
Feudal Japan.
Yeah.
Is that like
Feudal?
young Japan?
Back
That's
when
when
it was-
Japan was really young. Feudal
Back
Japan.
during the
Feudal
war.
Japan.
Back during the war era. But yeah, they time traveled through the time travel tree. Yeah,
Time travel tree. Is that what it's called?
Well, it's called the Tree of Ages.
Okay. But if he said that, we wouldn't have known what it did.
No, not at all.
Israel, right?
Yggdrasil?
Yggdrasil?
Yggdrasil's in like everything.
Yeah,
Israel.
it's the tree. It's the
That's
world
like-
tree.
Yeah, that's the world tree. Right?
That's a
Basically.
lot of different things.
But yeah, that's how they did the time traveling in Inuyasha. I didn't know that Inuyasha was mostly some time travel shit.
I ain't give a fuck about it anyway. But that's cool though. Davenport, anything?
Yeah, like we were talking about I mean, if you've seen RWBY, you've probably seen Last Airbender, but that's what it's going to be mostly like. Because it's another American type anime that's good, because there aren't that many good ones.
Yeah.
But it's got like the same type of feel to it, just how they do the character development, they mix the action and comedy, and
Attention to details.
yeah, they put all that together, and it's not a lot of different things mixed into it where it gets confusing or anything like that. It's like, here's the story, here's the fights. It's good.
Hell yeah.
So it's a lot like that.
And like you said too, there's not much filler. They get right to the point. They move on. Now, of course, girl power all day, Sailor Moon. There's never a wrong time to watch that shit. So yeah, with that being said,
Which one though, Kelsey Crystal or just regular?
both. Yeah. And with that being said, this has been another episode of Yo, Where the Captions At. Thank you all the captioners out there for continuing to support us by listening and telling other people to check us out and hear us do what we do and sometimes see us on video clips. We always appreciate you. Appreciate you, Daniel, too, for being here. And of course, you, Davenport. Yeah, so before we get out here, anything you want to plug, go ahead, hit your Twitch up real quick, Davenport.
If you guys want to check me out, it's twitch.tv/NightNightKid, NITENIGHTKID, and the same on Facebook and Twitter. I'll be streaming every day, so you can check me out anytime.
And of course, you guys should be following us already on the Escaping Network's YouTube page and my YouTube page, Kelso Show. I know I only got one video up there, but there's more to come eventually. But you know what they say, you can't rush greatness. Yeah.
And y'all know how to find me, Roscoe Tinkoya, everywhere. Mostly on my Xbox, just bullshit being
Everywhere.
high.
Word.
I send mail.
Snail mail?
Tinkoya, that's the
You just
address.
write Roscoe Tinkoya
Yeah, I put it in my
and
mailbox
find
and it gets there.
And it gets there somehow. It's like the Lake House.
Hey,
Or Blue's Clues. You can't disrespect a magical mailbox.
can't disrespect the magical mailbox.
And with that being said, as always, I've been yours truly, Kelso Show. And remember, be one or be nothing.
And I've been yours truly, Roscoe Tinkoya. Live life and be Miss Unknown, y'all.
LATE late.
Yo, that is so ass.